Hey guys, it's AJ Plays here. Welcome to a video where I will be explaining why, in my opinion, Call of Duty Black Ops will be missed and why I think it will be missed. So guys, reason why I think Black Ops will be missed is mainly because it's an amazing game, it's an amazing storyline, it's amazing everything really, and let's just start all the way back in World at War. We didn't know that there was going to be anything such as zombies, Nazi zombies, until a few months after, and as soon as we completed the campaign. And the first thing we noticed that we got one free zombies map, and it was I can't think of the name, but yeah, we got one free zombies map, and it was really fun to play with friends. I didn't have it at the time I started playing it with Black Ops 1, because I was too young for the game, well, as my parents said. And multiplayer was fun on World at War as well. It weren't the best, but it was still fun. And then we also had the fact of the campaign was a really good campaign. It didn't make too much sense, like, to me it didn't. It did have a good storyline, I remember that, but to me it didn't make too much sense. But all we got was the DLCs, not realising there was much storyline inside of the game. And then as Black Ops 1 came, we started to see that there was a big storyline in this. Everyone should actually take notice in this and see what we can find. So 5 was just one of those side maps, and Kino was a really fun map to play with friends, to be honest. I remember just hearing the quotes from a few people, I can't talk. I remember hearing quotes from a few people which made me kind of laugh, but at the same time it was like, wow, this goes really deep. But I only started playing it when it got to almost the final DLC of Black Ops 1. So there was loads of other good maps, and I didn't play any of the other good maps. I didn't play the other DLCs, but I did play BO2 DLCs. So Black Ops 1 campaign was to do with what's his name? Not Makarov. Well, I can't think of his name, but you're still one guy that managed to take, I think it was Iraq or somewhere, into his leading, and made other people believe what he believed, and tried to kill our characters. And then Black Ops 1 multiplayer was really good. I love using the MP5, I think. Not the MP5, what's it called? The MP50... I can't remember, but I know what gun I'm thinking about. But it was a really fun gun to use, and yeah, so let's move on to Black Ops 2 now. Let's begin with Black Ops 2 campaign. The campaign was really fun. I remember finishing it. It took a good few weeks for me to finish it, because I was so bad at it at the time, without me realising I had it on the hardest setting. So that pushed me pretty far into multiplayer, because I actually got pretty good at multiplayer. I mean, I did only make it to prestige 5 or 6, but I was still pretty good at it, especially with sniping, because I liked playing with my mates. And then zombies got boring at the beginning because of transit. Town and farm, they were alright, but transit just made it horrible, and I really just don't think it should have been a map. And then came along, I think it was Die Rise, where you were in those huge buildings and you had to... I'm horrible with Die Rise. I can't remember hardly anything about it, but Buried I could remember quite a few things. And Buried was one of those maps where everyone loved, and will always love forever on. like Team Barry 2. If you don't know Mr. Dalek JD, you should go subscribe to him. He's an amazing zombies YouTuber. And let's move on to the Mob of the Dead. And this is where it got really, really interesting, with the fact of how good the graphics were at the time. And with Brutus, I think his name was Brutus, and just completing the Easter egg. I didn't do it, but I remember seeing my brother do it, and I was like, wow, how did you do that? And he was a really good zombies player, and he still is, to this day. So I'm gonna pull up like a few, the map I think needs to be focused on most, but yeah, onto screen for every video. By the way, these videos ain't made by me, these videos made by other people, but I just have to borrow their videos because I can't record right now. So then came along Origins. That was an amazing map, especially with the staffs and the, I can't think of the name of it, but I think it was the Punch of Truth or something. No, 1 Inch Punch, that was it. And just, it got sometimes annoying with the, I'm going to call them Apothicons, but I know they weren't. Like the Keeper people, that when you had to turn on the powers, would just instantly turn off the power to some of them, so you had to go around and fill them up again and kill the Keeper people. But then came along Black Ops 3. Everyone was so hyped. It looked like a good game. It is a good game, and it will always be a good game in my opinion. So, first time we saw Shadows of Evil, we were so hyped. We were like, oh my gosh, it's going to be like Mob of the Dead again. I can't wait. Those look like ritual things. Those look like new perks. Those look like everything. Bear in mind as well, Widow's Wine got introduced, the new perk to Call of Duty Zombies. And that made Zombies a whole different game. And then it started to get deep into the story with Apothicons in Shadows of Evil, and then came along the Giant, where Richtofen shot his older self, and then started the whole scene of Call of Duty, where at the end of the Origins Easter egg, Eddie was inside. Eddie and Samantha were inside the room, and it did the cutscene. You were inside Dempsey's head, I believe, looking at Samantha at the time. Then came along, it was the Riot in Draka, and that's where we had to save Dempsey. And this is where we started realising what our destiny was, what we had to do, but we didn't notice it until we got to Zetsubo Noshima, why we had to do this, and they didn't know why they had to do it, they just thought they knew why. And once they got to the end of the Easter egg, that Takeo finds out that the Emperor is a lie, and he is a bad person. And then we got the soul of Takeo, as we did with Dempsey in the Rise. Sorry about that, my mic cut out. In the Rise and Draka. Then came along Gorod Krovi. In my opinion, a pretty difficult map, where we had to get Nikolai's soul, and it took a while because Nikolai was fighting back and didn't want his soul taken because he didn't know what it was for. And then at the end of the cutscene, we get his soul, but before that, Nikolai 1.0 shoots Nikolai 2.0, and then Nikolai 2.0 gets angry and shoots Nikolai 1.0 in the face, and then Edward Richtofen gets his soul. And then came along Revelations, where it explains everything. Dr. Monty was properly introduced, and why he was introduced, we don't know. They could have just done Maxis, and they could have just made it so the Shadow Man gets out like magically with his powers. And then once we completed the Easter egg on Revelations, we found out that Dr. Monty was just trying to use us to get his world perfect and didn't really care about us. So then we said, just send us to another dimension, you don't have to kill us right now. And then he was like, he's talking, and he was like, wait, that's perfect, yes, I'll send you there. And then he's fighting zombies with the origin staffs. And now we've got mod tools, which looks like it's a lot of fun. I can't do it because I don't have a computer that could run Call of Duty, so but one day I'll get a computer that can, and I'll start recording videos for you. So all I gotta say is thank you, Treyarch, for this amazing game that you've made, and I will always treasure it in my heart, and you are amazing people. Thank you. So guys, that'll be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to argue against my points, please leave it in the description, and then I would like to see if you could get as a like goal of 5. I know it's not much for like a channel, but for me it will be like an honor, because I haven't ever had 5. I've had four, but I've never had 5. So if we could get there, that'll be amazing. And all I want to say is, please like and subscribe, and Treyarch, thank you for the game, it was amazing. I want to play it right now, to be honest, but my batteries are low, so I have to try and find some money from somewhere to buy them from the shop. But if you want a tour around my new house, just leave a shout, leave a like, leave us everything, and yeah. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.